How many times have you had to respond to a student's questions with, "It's in the syllabus"? If you're like most instructors, you've said this phrase quite a lot. Given that the syllabus serves such important functions, why do we have to hound our students to read them? To answer that question, let's think about the typical syllabus. It's usually a text-heavy document written in an impersonal tone. If we're being honest with ourselves, syllabi are not usually very engaging or welcoming. One solution is to make your syllabus more learner-centered. Through content, appearance, and tone, a learner-centered syllabus communicates to students that faculty care about their success and make it clear that they'll be treated as active, contributing participants in the learning community. In this video, I'll share 5 simple ways you can make your syllabus more learner-centered. Let's start with language. It's important to be conscious of the words you choose because they are the most influential variable impacting students' perceptions. Using warm, positive, and supportive language is an easy way to start building rapport. You don't have to be bubbly or saccharine in order to communicate to students that you care. One of the simplest ways to make students feel like active contributors is to use more inclusive pronouns, such as we, us, and our. For example, rather than saying students will participate in online discussions, you could say, we will engage in online discussions. The second way to make your syllabus more learner-centered is to focus on transparency. It shouldn't be a mystery how students will achieve the learning outcomes, how they'll be evaluated, or how they can be successful in your class. Remember that students are still disciplinary novices. They may not understand certain norms or expectations that we as experts consider common knowledge. For example, in your class, there are likely certain topics or assignments that students find more difficult than others. Consider giving students a heads up about these elements and provide advice about strategies that they can use to help them succeed. In addition, it's a great idea to include a section about on-campus resources students can turn to for support. You could also add outside resources such as websites that provide practice tests and flashcards or blog posts about stress management and self-care. Including this information is not simply useful, it also communicates to students that you care about their success. A third way to make your syllabus more learner-centered is to include what students can expect from you as their professor. In most syllabi, we spend pages telling students what they should and should not do, but learner-centered syllabi also outline what students can expect from their instructors, communicating that the course is a joint effort. During the first week of classes, you should set aside time for students to discuss what teachers have done in the past that's helped or hindered their learning. You could then negotiate which ideas will become expectations that you will strive to fulfill during the semester. A fourth way you can make syllabi, and by extension, your course more learner-centered, is to consider allowing students to offer input regarding course policies and procedures. For example, you could be flexible regarding assignment weights and options and consult the students on those decisions. You could also leave a class period open on the schedule and allow the students to vote on which topics will be covered that day. Depending on the course, students may thrive when given some choice in how they'll demonstrate their learning. A final way to make your syllabus more student-friendly is to focus on format and design. Be honest, if you were a 19-year-old, would you want to read your syllabus? Raised on television, video games, and social media, our students are part of a very visual-oriented generation. We may grumble about this, but we can't ignore the culture our students are growing up in, or what they perceive as normal. Incorporating visual elements on your syllabus, such as color, graphics, can make it more eye-catching and engaging. You should also consider the readability of your syllabus by breaking up large blocks of text using headings and bullets. Another option is to create an online version of your syllabus, which would allow you to add hyperlinks and embed videos or GIFs. If that sounds too techy for you, don't worry. Your instructional technologist would be delighted to discuss options with you. So there you have it. 5 ways to make your syllabus more welcoming and engaging. Hopefully, after implementing a few of these tips, you won't have to repeatedly exclaim, "It's on the syllabus," in response to students' many questions.